Hello everyone, I got something here I thought you might be interested in seeing. This is a Beretta 92FS that I just recently picked up, and this is the inox version, which has a stainless steel finish on the gun, as you can see. And before we go any further, let me just show you that the gun is unloaded. So nothing in the magazine, chamber's empty, and the mag well's empty. So we're clear. I very nearly picked one of these up about a year ago, and I was so close to buying it. I was right on the cusp of it, and I just barely passed up on it in favor of something else. And it's a decision that I've kind of regretted ever since. Not really because I don't like what I bought, but because I just really wanted to own one of these guns for several reasons, which I'll go over in a few minutes. And a few weeks ago, I was browsing the online used gun section of one of the local gun shops around here, and I saw that they had one of these up for sale. So it was a pretty good price too. So I ran down there, asked them, "You guys still have it?" And luckily they did. So I picked it up. I got it with the original box and 4 magazines, which was really nice. It was just a really good deal that I couldn't pass up. So reasons I wanted to own this gun. Well, I'm sure a lot of you probably have already recognized this as the 9mm handgun from Killing Floor 1 and Killing Floor 2. That's just one of a great many video games and movies this gun has been featured in. Gosh, I'm looking at the list right now on IMFDB, and it is amazing how many movies and games this gun has been in. This was probably most famously John McClane's gun in the Die Hard movies. This was in Lethal Weapon with Mel Gibson. I'm pretty sure this was in RoboCop as well. It was like a really heavily modified version of the gun, but it was a 92. And this was also featured semi-prominently in the movie Ronin. The inox version in particular was featured in that movie. That's a big reason I wanted one of these, because Ronin is one of my favorite movies. And if you haven't seen it, you definitely owe it to yourself to see that movie. So this is a double to single action semi-automatic. And what that means is it's got 2 different trigger pulls basically. So let me show you how that works. So go ahead and keep an eye on the hammer back here. You can see it's all the way back down against the frame, and the trigger's all the way forward. So when it's set up like this, the gun is in double action. And what that means is if I pull back on the trigger, you can see that the hammer is starting to move back. And if as I get back here, I'm going to start to hit a bit of a wall, go through the wall there, and then the gun fires. And that's why it's called double action, because pulling the trigger performs 2 actions. It cocks the gun, and then it fires it. Now after the gun cycles, it's going to push the hammer back, and you can see the trigger also moved back. So now the gun is in single action. So what that means is that the trigger now just has a little bit of take up right here, and then you hit a wall, and then the gun fires. And so that's why it's called single action, because pulling the trigger just performs the action of firing the gun. That's it. Now if the gun is in double action with the hammer back, you can use this lever right here to drop the hammer safely without firing the gun. You just push down on it, and you can see the hammer dropped back down and the trigger went forward, and the gun will not fire when you do that because the firing pin is completely blocked. Putting the lever down here also puts the gun in safe, so when it's down, the trigger is completely deactivated. It doesn't do anything at all. The sights on this gun aren't really the best. Let me see if I can get you a bit of a sight picture. Sorry, the camera's at a bit of an odd angle here. They're not the greatest sights. I'm not a fan of these red sights. I would prefer to have white 3-dot sights on it, or at least white on the front sight, but I could always paint that over later if I really wanted to. So not a big deal. I haven't actually tried the gun at the range yet, so I don't know how well these sights will work for me. Maybe they will work pretty good. We'll just have to find out. I have actually already put a couple of new parts in this gun. I replaced the hammer spring back here, which lightens up the double action trigger pull. The double action pull from the factory on these guns is very rough. It's a really heavy pull and it's not very consistent either. So this not only lightened the pull up, it made it a little more consistent. And it also lightened the single action pull a little bit, but not by very much. I also replaced the recoil spring and the guide rod in here. So this gun originally had a polymer plastic guide rod in it. I replaced it with a fully stainless steel guide rod. And it definitely made the action feel a little bit smoother as well. So that's nice. I do plan on doing a few more things to the gun. I mean, this is not going to be a defensive handgun. I think it's too nice to be a defensive handgun. This is going to be more of a nice target pistol that I can just take down to the range and have fun with. I've already got another handgun that I can use for defensive purposes. So I'm probably going to do a trigger on it. I'll maybe replace the hammer eventually as well. And I'm also going to replace the safety on this gun, because Beretta sells what they call it's the G series decocker kit, and that will convert this from being a decock safety into being just a decocker. So when you pull down on this, the only thing it'll do is it'll decock the gun and it'll go straight back up to fire. It will not put the gun on safe anymore. I want to do that just because I feel like a safety on a double single action is pretty redundant. That first double action pull is more than enough safety on this gun, honestly. And I'm not really sure what else to say about this gun. It's just really cool, and I can't wait to take it out to the range and try it out. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you later.